This episode is brought to you by FX's The Beauty Official Podcast. Join host Evan Ross Katz on the official podcast for FX's hottest new series, The Beauty, taking you behind the scenes with its amazing stars as they discuss the show's most jaw-dropping moments. Featuring Evan Peters, Anthony Ramos, Jeremy Pope, Ashton Kutcher, Rebecca Hall, Bella Hadid, Meghan Trainor, Isabella Rossellini, Jessica Alexander, and Ari Grainer. Search FX's The Beauty wherever you listen to podcasts.
AI is incredible. It can teach you how to fry an egg and even write a poem, pirate style. Yarr! But it knows nothing about your work. Slackbot is different. It doesn't just know the facts. It knows your schedule. It can turn a brainstorm into a brief. And it doesn't need to be taught. Because Slackbot isn't just another AI. It's AI that knows your work as well as you do. Visit slack.com/meet Slackbot to learn more.
Alright, what's up guys? Welcome to another episode of the TMossBoss Show. And in today's episode, I've been seeing this thing recently in some people's bios where if you want to DM a person, you have to pay them a DM fee. And the one that I seen, I'm not going to name who the Twitter user was. But yeah, the thing is this, like, I'm not even worried about, I guess, people trying to figure out who I am, like who it is that I'm talking about, because there's so many people that's doing it. But they'll have this like certain dollar amount that you have to pay in order to DM them. And then they'll have their Cash App and crap like that, either in the bio or wherever and stuff. And I'm thinking to myself, I'm like, fam, we got to pay to talk to people now? Like, what information are you going to provide me? Because let's just say the dollar amount is $20, right? I pay you $20 for a conversation. What are we going to talk about? We going to talk about gaming? You going to teach me the way of life? Like, that just trips me out, because I'm like, fam, there's books that I done bought where it's been less, and you'll get more of a word in a book than you would on some random person on social media. So, like, that's the thing, too, where I'm like, I kind of want to hit my inner Julius, from Everybody Hates Chris, because I live by that man. I live by Julius's, or Terry Crews's character from Everybody Hates Chris. I don't know if Chris Rock's dad was actually like that, but if so, I feel like in this day and age, that, because I do believe that, yeah, Chris Rock's dad, in real life, he did pass away and stuff, but I feel like in this day and age, that man would survive. Like, he wouldn't, if he was anything like how Chris Rock portrayed him as in Everybody Hates Chris. Oh, 100%, he would be a survivor in this day and age. But there is no way possible you genuinely believe that I'm gonna pay you $20 where there are so many other different things that I could use that $20 for. Do you genuinely believe? Because my thing is this: for $20, we got to be talking day and night. They like instant replies, all that stuff. But $20, and in this day and age on how people be texting and talking with each other and stuff, I don't know when exactly I'll see a message. But I refuse to believe that I will pay you $20 to just have a conversation, when there's literally a Barnes & Noble in the area where I live at, and I could go there and find a book for under $20 and get more of a valuable lesson. Like, I'm trying to think. There's a couple of books. There's this one book where I believe they said Tupac, he had read this book, but it's this book called The Prince, and it's this book. Overall, it's just hold on, because I'm trying to, I'm building a little bit of a book collection and stuff. For those that don't know, I do have a book reading channel. And, I have been, like, just kind of, like, talking on random stuff and things. I just want to make sure my books don't fall over. Okay, we're good. This book, when I bought it years ago. They don't have, like, a price thing on it and stuff. $6.95. And then the thing is this, I guess, because there was, like, it's by this guy named Niccolo Machiavelli. And yeah, I believe, like, that's where Tupac had got that name before he tragically passed away. He overall had read this book. And I think there was even another book too that, cause I was fascinated by that book. It was this book called The Master Key System, and that book was informative. Like, there was a lot of different things that they were talking about in there where I was all like, no, yeah, I think I could definitely by Charles F. Hano. I think that's how you say his name. How much is this book? Or so if you wanted to get this book on Amazon, it would be, so on the Kindle app, all you just have to do is pay 54 cents for it. On an audiobook app, 99 cents. If you wanted a hardcover, you could get it for $13.58. And then if you wanted a paperback, you could get it for $11.09. Now, I know a lot of people are going to probably be all like, oh, I don't know Niccolo Machiavelli and Charles F. Hano, but I know this person on Twitter. No, you don't. You don't know nothing. The only thing that you know about them is the tweets that they post out. But other than that, because my thing is this, if it's a friend of yours, a friend shouldn't be charging you $20 to have a conversation with them. You should be able to text, call, visit them whenever you need to, but I mean, I guess visiting is a little bit different because I just wouldn't want nobody to be showing up to my house unexpected and stuff. But no, overall though, when it comes to texting and calling, that's one thing that my friends would never have to worry about is me being like, oh, you, in order to text me, you'll have to pay me $20. I think I wouldn't have no friends. It'd definitely be one of those things. If a friend had paid me $20, I should just put it to the test to see what would happen, or just even ask my friends, would you still be in contact with me if you had to pay $20 just to message me? I get maybe if I'm if I'm an extremely famous content creator, but even then, still, I'm like, I couldn't do that. I couldn't charge my fans or people $20 to talk with me and stuff. No, that's crazy. But you don't know these people. You never met them. So what's the difference between, I guess, this individual that has this dollar amount DM fee on social media versus a book writer, where it's like, I feel like more people would know of this book writer than they would of this social media influencer where they have that DM fee in their bio. But at the same time, though, and it's like, I guess, like, to those individuals, because I feel like a lot of people that have that in their bio, they probably would call me out or get upset with me. But it's like, if you claim to care about your fans, because it's either you care about your fans and you just scamming them, or you don't care about your fans and you're scamming them. So what is it that you're doing? Because my thing is this, if you genuinely care about your fans, you wouldn't be charging them $20 just so they can have a conversation with you. You will find a place and setting where any and every one of your fans can talk with you, whether it's live streaming, whether it's content creating. And I get it. I know at times, like, I can't respond to every single message and comment that my fans and friends, they might leave underneath the post. Texting though, and then with calling, I'm like, I ain't really an on the phone talkative person and stuff. But yeah, like texting, messaging, all that stuff. No, if a friend messages me, or even if it's some random person and they want some genuine advice on whatever it is that they need advice on, like, fam, and that's one of the things it's always something that I reference a lot when it comes down to me and my fans. But I just remember there was a time where, as a fan of mine, he was in, I don't know if I think he done since then graduated from high school, but anyways, no, overall though, I do remember where he reached out to me and he wanted some advice on asking this girl out that he liked. Fam, to put me in that position, I'm like, I really don't know what advice you are looking for, but I am honored that you would approach me, or even join my live stream and ask me for advice on asking out your crush in high school. I'm honored for that. So yes, I was like, fam, so this is what I do when I need to, like, focus on the conversation. I'll play a game that I'm good at, and then I'll go and conversate. So that was the game that I was playing, was Car X Drift Racing Online, because I pretty much mastered that game. So I was like, all I just got to do, I already know how to play it, I already know, so I can multitask and focus on what advice I need to give him. So anyways, yeah, I can't remember if I was already playing that game, but I made sure of it that I played that game throughout the duration of us conversating and stuff. I could have played another game, but I was like, Car X Drift Racing Online, that's a game that I can multitask. So anyways, but I wasn't going to be on no stuff like, oh, if you want this advice, you're going to have to pay me. You're going to have to. And I've seen like other versions of it. Like, there's content creators that I've had issues with where they charge their fans to on Patreon just so they can watch videos. I couldn't do that either. I couldn't charge. My thing is this. If you have Wi-Fi, if you have, a computer, a phone, a tablet, whatever form of a device where you can watch my YouTube videos, as long as you have that stuff, you will be able to watch my videos for free. I don't see a reason to charge people to watch my videos. I mean, I guess with music, but I'm like, if you got Spotify or Apple Music, you could just listen to it through there. But no, overall though, I do post all of my music for free on YouTube. So if you wanted to listen to my music, like pretty much, I think the only thing that you have to pay for is my merch, because I did just recently come back out with some merch and stuff. But overall though, that's it. I feel like that's normal. That's normal to charge people for clothes. Yes, I guess you could give away clothes for free and stuff. But I'm like, no, I feel like that's a little bit more acceptable than having it where it's like you gotta charge you. It's more likely to buy clothes than it is to buy a conversation. So that's why I was like, yeah, when it comes down to stuff like that, merch, yeah, sure. That's one of those things where I'm like, there's so many different, because I'm like, if that's the case, if people are going to get on me for charging for my merch, then you're going to have to get on every other content creator that got a merch store set up. JCPenney's, Macy's, Champs, Foot Locker, what are some other places? Nordstrom's, every place that pretty much sells clothes. If you want like a free clothing situation. But if not that, it's one of those things where I'm like, yeah, bro, you just gonna have to accept the fact that people gonna be charging for clothes. That's acceptable. That's normal. Some people might find it a little bit messed up, but if that's the case, if you want some TMossBoss merch, this is what you could do. You could go to a store that makes clothes and stuff, or yeah, like that. You can add like a font, or not font, but words or whatever. They're like them like custom clothing shops and stuff. But yeah, go there. Put TMossBoss on the shirt. Hey, it might not be from the official merch store, but overall, you are rocking some TMossBoss merch. You are putting my name out there. So if you want to do it that way or go through my merch store, either way, that's gonna be, you still gonna have to pay for it and stuff. Unless you own one of those machines, then yeah, you could just make if you got the material like the shirt and stuff, then yeah, you could just go ahead and just make the shirt for free. But if not, then yeah, it's like it ain't no different. But I'm like, but that's the thing though, where it's just, I know people probably would try to put me in, not so much put me in a situation, but try to call me out for that. And I'm like, fam, how many content creators do you know with a merch store where they sell free clothes? Because if that's the case, then I'm like, yeah, shout out to those content creators. But I've never seen a content creator give out or have like a free clothing or a free merch store. I'm like, and if they do, I'm like, hey, more power to them, but at the end of the day, I'm like, if it was, to me, I'm like, that just would seem weird. They charge for that, but it's okay to have it where it's like people got to pay a DM fee. Why not? And if there is a content creator, you support the idea of free merch, but you support the idea of, excuse me. Because I'm trying to like piece together what I'm trying to say and stuff, because I got a little side distracted. But anyways, it's not okay for the free merch, but it's okay for the DM or the DM fee and stuff. My thing is this. What's most likely to happen between them two conversations and stuff? Because my thing is this: anytime when I see that, I keep it scrolling. When it comes down to hold on for a second, I gotta take my Apple Watch off. But yeah, when I see people and they have like them DM fees, if they post like a video or some content that makes me laugh, but I see that they got them DM fees in their bio, I'm like, I ain't fooling with them, But as far as like clothes, if the clothes is nice looking, yeah, sure, I'll pay for it. But at the end of the day, it's like and I have to say that's probably why it's more acceptable for the merch, because there's work that goes into that. I don't know if this person is going through a chat GPT service or, they just giving me the same old generic answer that they give anybody else that's willing to pay for that. Because I'm like, nah, bro, it's like, at the end of the day, I don't know what the conversation is going to be. So that's why I'm like, services like that, they ain't no different than a video game, where it's like, you don't know what that video game's going to be about. But my thing is this, if it's a bad game, I'm going to give it a bad rating. So my thing is this, let's just say if I was that desperate to talk with somebody and, I paid them $20 or however much money to DM them and stuff, and I'm not satisfied with the conversation, I'm putting you on blast. Because I'm like, fam, that's no. Maybe some people might enjoy that conversation, but me, on the other hand, I'm like, that's not what I was seeking with this conversation and stuff. But I found that crazy, and I did kind of do a little bit more research about that line of, just with that area of the internet and stuff. And it's more so used for like, how could I put it? Like people that post explicit content and stuff, but I have seen it where there's been like other people that don't post explicit content, but they still will have that in their bio and stuff. But then I came across this video where it was of a, I'm pretty sure everybody knows of the adult performer Tiana Trump. Don't get her confused. Like, she ain't a Trump, like, you know, like a part of that family. That's just her stage name and stuff. I don't know where that name came from, but yeah, I get. Well, I think. Because if she's been around for a while, this might have been during the time frame when, you know, Trump was kind of like normal to look at and things. But who knows? Maybe she might be a Trump supporter. I don't know. I just find that kind of odd. You know, that is your name, and you could have changed it at any given point in time and stuff. But no, still to this day, she's known as that name. And no, I seen this video where the guy, he actually had to pay for every message he sent her, and every message had cost him $5, and I guess that's what they were talking about, was her I guess she's in a relationship with I think it was a soccer player or something like that. My thing is this, so I think he sent like 3 messages. He paid $15 in total just to message her 3 times and to talk to her about her relationship. That's why I wouldn't be paying nobody for no conversation. When there's all these different people, my thing is this. I'm a little shy when it comes to conversating. I guess, like, if somebody starts a conversation with me, I'm more than welcome to continue on that conversation. But as far as myself going out my way, rare occasions. Like, it's, I think, the one and only time where I had went out of my way to conversate with somebody, and this was years ago. But I'm trying, maybe there might have been some I'll crack jokes and stuff like that with people and things, because I know there's been times, like, if like me and my family are hanging out and stuff, and yeah, I'll, like, you know, if somebody else is there and they see us having fun or whatever, I'll, like, kind of just, you know, get them to just kind of chime in, or, you know, just make like a little comment and stuff. But they see that we having fun, laughing, cracking jokes and whatever and stuff. But other than that, though, I'm like, yeah, I don't mind, you know, conversating with people, but I'm like, it's free. You know, you could just go outside and just talk to a stranger for free. I'm like, and if anybody were to pay $20, $5, however much money to talk to a person, I'm like, fam, that's just a waste of money. You know, so that's why I'm like, it's one of those things where, if I guess, like, if you are into that type of stuff, then hey, I ain't got no say so in what you do with your money. But at the same time, I'm like, fam, there is so many different things that you can do with that money. Like, hold on for a second. Let me just open up Twitter real quick. I'm probably gonna see some explicit stuff, but let me just open up Twitter and then DM fee and see overall what pops up and stuff. But anyways, DM fee. Let's see. So all right, so, and it's funny. The first thing, wait, is this a person's account? They got, okay, so this is a person that has $20 DM fee, and then to get unblocked by them, you have to pay them $100. There's a such thing as an unblock fee? That is insane. I'm like, that's one of those things. The times before where I think I had to say, okay, now there's the explicit stuff and things. So, but yeah, I'm like, cause all right. So then what the one with the explicit video and things, it's some activities that can be posted, you know, at least not on like YouTube and stuff like that. But they got $5 in their, thing, and then they got a $50 unblock fee. And then this other person has a $15 DM fee. This other one, $15 DM fee. Okay, it's like, dang, bro, my brain ain't braining. But anyways, they didn't even have one in theirs. $20 DM fee. Everybody, I just think that theirs is set. Oh, theirs is $10. But yeah, it's getting a little bit explicit. I'm like, yeah, they showed a lot of different stuff where I'm like, bruh, what am I looking at? You know, it's like, dang, y'all, Twitter is I'm telling you, like, nah, Twitter is so open. I'm like, them people, I ain't seen at times like where there's people I went to school with where they post some stuff and I'm like, whoa, wow, wait a minute, like, I don't remember you like this. Like, what you, but I guess, like, yeah, in that line of work and stuff. You know, I just want to see something real quick, because there's a friend of mine where she is kind of in that, like, kind of, I don't know, like, she's in that industry, like that adult, you know, content creating industry and stuff. But what's her, hold on for a second, because I don't know her name and stuff, but let's see. Dang, it's like I'm just trying to look her up. Maybe she ain't got her account no more and stuff. But I ain't even gonna go and be trying to figure out. Well, hold on for a second. Let me see if I open up through Instagram and then go through there and see real quick what if her Twitter account. Okay, so there's that. So okay. Hold on for a second. All right, so I'm gonna copy and paste her username. Go back to Twitter. Open it up. Anything pops up? Nope, nothing pops up. Okay, let's search. Maybe might be able to find something. Nope, still nothing. All right, yeah, I guess maybe she ain't got a Twitter account no more. But anyways, she ain't. If it was one of those things where I'm all like, fam, we had third period. What class did we have? Because if I had seen that DMV stuff in her social media account, I'm like, fam, we went to school with each other. Okay, we had a piano class and stuff. Like it was one of those things where I'm like, plus we were cool too. So I'm like, I would find that mad crazy if it's somebody that I'm cool with and I had to. I'm like, fam, we live in the same state. So overall though, let's say if we see each other at Target or something, you tell me a DM feed the day before, but I see you at Target, is it still, I gotta like even to approach you with a conversation, but like, oh hey, it's like, hey, how you been and stuff? That would be crazy. No, hold on for a second. Let me just paint out this example real quick. So let's say you have a friend that works in that line of work and stuff, and then they have like a DMV thing in their bio. You message them and they hit you with that. They're all like, oh, sorry, even if we are cool with each other, you still got to pay me to talk with me and all that stuff. So let's just say you don't go through with it. But you see them, just Target as an example and stuff. You're walking through the aisles, and then all of a sudden, in the energy drink aisle, because I can't really think of no other aisles. I guess because they do have like them fake plants in there and stuff. But the energy drink aisle, you're walking down to get you a sugar-free Red Bull, preferably the red kind, because those in my opinion are the best. But anyways, you see the individual that you grew up with that works in that line of work, and they have the $20 or however many dollar DM fee in their bio. But my thing is this: so what goes on from there? Like, is it because it'll be one of those things where I ask them, I'm like, oh, I still got to pay you $20. No, I'm definitely bringing that up. 100% I'm bringing that up. I am putting you on the spot. Don't care who hears it. I'm like, because that's crazy. It's one of those things where you got to find the most silliest thing to pay for. Like, okay, so let's say for an example, they make an announcement where it's like, from this day forward, we got to pay for air. We got to pay for oxygen. So every time when we got to go to the hospital, put these machines in us, and however many breaths we take throughout the day. I'm telling you right now, if we live in a day and age like that, there's probably going to be some days where I pass out because I'm like, no, I'm making sure of it. I'm definitely working on my lung system. I'm holding my breath for the first 23 hours. So like, let's say it's like each breath by the hour and stuff. So, or it's like it charges you by the hour. So I guess like I'm holding my breath for pretty much the whole day and then just only paying for an hour. 23 hours holding my breath. I know people are like, bro, you're not going to make it that long. I'm like, but if they were ever to do that. But no, overall though, getting back to the point, before I ain't got distracted, how would that make you feel? So that's how I feel, where it's like, fam, this is a God-given thing to talk with people, know the English language or whatever language, I guess, but overall though, it's a God-given thing to talk with people and you charging for it. You see how silly that sounds? But then it's like, you even see how silly it sounds to be like, oh, you gotta pay an hour, by the hour, you gotta pay for oxygen. And it's like, and let's say it's like $100 an hour. I'm like, yeah, that would be crazy. I'm definitely, it's one of those things where I'm like holding my breath. Been doing silent content, or at least like try to get everything out in the hour, and then just go. But I'm like, how would I be able to, I guess, like go about that? I think I definitely try to become like a sea animal or something that I'm like, hey, now I'll just be swimming for the rest of my life and things, get me some oxygen tanks and just be at the bottom of the ocean. I'm like, hey, if Aquaman can do it, so can I. So But anyways, with that being said, yeah, my pretty much moral of this whole podcast episode: don't pay for no DM fee. If that person can't just have a normal conversation with you, and I guess like most people when they have stuff like that, like based off of what I just seen on Twitter, yeah, I think I know where the conversation will be going. But if it's just on some like general stuff where it's like you just want to talk with them or whatever the case is, there's people out there that you can talk to for free. All right, so. Yeah, it's stuff like that where I'm like, you wouldn't catch me DMing nobody for no $20 and being like, oh yeah, I'm like, I gotta pay to have a conversation with them. That's crazy. So, but anyways, where it's like, and then let's say you, cause how many people am I following? I think I'm following like 400 people on Twitter. And if I were to pay, 448 people, and let's say each of them has a DM fee thing. Let's see, where's my calculator at? Okay, so 448 times 20, that would equal $8,960, bruh. And then times that by 12, $107,520 a year. Maybe I didn't do that math right, but I'm saying that's crazy. That is insane. If I was following all them people and paying that much money, nah, I'm good, bro. I am okay. So, anyways, with that being said, I will talk to y'all later. Thank you guys for watching it or listening. Stay tuned for the next episode. Like, subscribe, viewing this on YouTube. Follow, subscribe, viewing this on the podcast streaming service, and peace.